Hello everyone, and welcome. So today I have my camera guy again. So excuse all the shakiness, but he's going to help me definitely because I'm going to be under this dash doing some stuff. And
hold up, we never agreed. I'm just kidding.
We agreed. So I got a peanut gallery and a cameraman, so you know, take it with a grain of salt. But anyway, today we are going to be installing the Fortin Evo 1 remote start kit with the My Car edition from James at Tech12volt.com. He was nice enough to send this over, and I'm going to install it because I've kind of wanted a remote start for a while, but I've never really wanted to go through the hassle of having to wire anything in. But what he sends is totally plug and play, so we're about to find out how plug and play it is. And I'm making a mental note of what time it is because I want to see how long this actually takes. So to start, we have to take the bottom panel down here off. There are two 10mm bolts. One is down here, if you can see down there where my finger is. Let my camera guy get down there. Down here, okay? And the other one is back behind this kick panel.
Back down there.
You can, yeah,
over there.
You can remove this little thing with your fingers. You don't have to have a socket or anything. And then just pull straight back. Oh, sorry. One thing I did forget. Step one. Always disconnect the negative side of the battery before you do any of this work. James actually says that in the directions that he sends you. So don't do any of this with the battery still plugged in. You will cause yourself much more headache. So I've already disconnected the battery. We're good there. So let's carry on with this. So now you just pull back on this. You can pull up on this bottom seal plate some.
Oh yeah, also if we seem kind of sweaty, we just got done with another video, so
yeah. Alright, so this comes out. And excuse all the mess, I haven't had a chance to clean the truck recently.
We haven't.
Mr. Cameraman, would you hand me my 10mm?
Will you hold the camera?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
And I need the extension.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, peanut gallery, cameraman, and tool handler. All in one. I like it. And I guess for now I can disconnect this. This is my automatic Pro unit. I'll do a video about that later. But some of this will be duplicate because that's kind of like a GPS tracker thing, but so is the My Car app deal. So you want to take this top one off that's holding this plastic on. I just set it down there. And then we come over here to this one. Okay, there's those two. And then you just, I work my hand in between the steering wheel and that and gently pull out. And the same thing on the bottom down here. Just gently pull out. You don't want to mess up anything behind there. But it should be just clipped in. I say should be. And it wants to be cantankerous.
Should be, but it isn't.
Oh, it's just clipped.
Uh-oh.
And again, just as you probably saw on the Tesla style radio install, you will probably have some of these pop off. Just find where it came from, because you're not going to be replacing anything on here, and just slide them back on. Alright, and then we do this side. Okay. So now that that is down,
more wires, as you
Yeah.
probably saw in the other video.
we don't really have to do much except for just drop this because we got to get to some of these plugs around here. The next step is to turn your steering wheel 90 degrees, and you have to remove these screws for the housing, the shroud, whatever you want to call it. don't lose those.
Don't lose what?
The screws.
Mm.
And you may have to use your key, unlock the steering wheel.
Uh-oh.
It's stuck.
Oh, no. Oh, there we go.
To get to the other side. But since I had already removed the negative side of the battery, nothing cut on. And this could have been done before you pull the battery. It doesn't matter. And second screw. And this should separate. Okay, so to get to this, to get it separate, you just gently pull down at the seam.
This seam.
There we go. And then that just comes down.
Ooh, more wires.
Yep. Now what you want to do, if you can look out, is disconnect this right here.
Sorry, Dad.
That's okay. There's a little push down, and never pull on the wires. Always pull on the actual plug itself, which in this case is a little difficult, I will admit. But if you put your thumb back behind the thing, there is a little lip that you can squeeze down and kind of jiggle it out, and it's out. You can see the lip right there. So jiggle that out.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
Yep. So once you have that unhooked, you will take it's the harness THAR Toy 2, at least for my vehicle it is. This is basically a Y cable. So you will take the female side, plug into one side of the harness, make sure it clips, and then you'll take that side.
Plug it in.
And that's okay.
Got it.
And plug it in, make sure it snaps, give it a good tug, and you're good. And then this will feed down this way, behind the airbag, because there is an airbag down here. And then there's this negative cable. Do that. And then the next thing you do is you come down here.
Let me get down there.
It's going to be hard to see, but there is the OBDII port over here. If you'll come up through here, you'll work it out slightly. On either side there are little tabs you push in from the top, it looks like, and you'll just pull it out, or from the bottom. Anyway, so you'll pull that out, and then you'll take the other harness.
If you can grab it behind my neck.
Alright, so the next thing you do, back up, is route this up through here, and then your existing harness, can you see where I'm going? Come to this side. Okay. So you'll take your existing harness, plug it into this Y harness, make sure it clips. Okay. That's a good connection. And then you take the other side of that and put it back down in the stock location for your OBDII port.
Okay.
Okay, so on the steering wheel side, you're going to need to unplug the 26-pin plug from the ECU and do the same thing as you did for the OBDII. It's just going to be a jumper wire, basically. And I believe that will be this one, which is the very top. And make sure it goes in there nicely, no bent pins. And then you'll take that and slide into the ECU. As they say, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright. Okay, so on this side, there's this cover under the glove box area. And there's these 4 clippy doodahs, as I call them, that it's hard to get your fingers in there, so you can take like a flat blade screwdriver or one of the blades of your knife, just gently put it up in there and push in a little bit and it pulls down. But you got to do that 4 times. This clip comes out very easily once you start working on those. And then so now you should have access back behind here to get to where the
which is gonna need my hands.
Yeah, the wire that I stuffed in from the other side that's coming over here. So I'm going to get my cameraman assistant, tool handler, peanut gallery guy to reach his hand back through there, since they're much smaller than my gorilla hands, and see if he can feel the wire and pull it through. But you can actually use a fish tape or a really long zip tie or something like that. So anyway, but we're going to work with what we got. Alright, so once you get that panel off and the wire ran through, there's the connectors. You're going to come up under here and bear with me for a second. Alright, so under here there is a little plug right there. That is what you're going to unplug and bring it down. That's it. And then I'll hand this over to my cameraman, and then you will plug that side of the harness into that, and it snaps, and then you'll take that side and plug it back into that box. You'll have to move. Alright, and you'll take the ground wire off of the harness that goes up to the ignition. You'll back out this bolt right here, put that through it, and tighten it back down. So I'm going to do that, and we'll carry on with the next step. Okay, so once you've done all that, you've made your connections here, TPMS, your ground, your ADB2. You need to go ahead and get your handy dandy zip ties and zip tie and hide all the wires that you need out of the way. Do make sure that you do not get anything in front of this, because it's the knee airbag. Also be cautious of the steering wheel up under here. The steering column does come down there, and there's a couple other places. Like your ground wire is probably going to be really long and stuff like that. But for now, I'm not going to button any of this up. I will zip tie stuff, because once I plug everything in to the actual unit here, I'll have to program it, and I'll have to be able to see these lights. So I'm going to leave it out to where I can get to it for now. But I'm going to go ahead and zip tie that up, and we'll carry on with the next. Okay, so to get this thing programmed, you're going to take your 6-pin main connector, and you're going to hold down this little black button right there, and then you're going to plug it in while holding the button. And it should go blue, red, yellow, red and blue. Blue, red, yellow, red and blue. We're supposed to let go. And then we go to insert the rest of the connectors. So we go red connector. We do big white one. And we do the little white one. Okay. And that should be all that we have to plug in right now. And then from there, we should go ahead and press the programming button twice. So then they go off, then turn the ignition to the on run position. Wait. And then just the blue should turn on. It's programmed. Turn the ignition off. And the blue LED turns off. Alright, so now we should be able to, look out, should be able to get out shut the door, lock it. 1, 2, 3. And it cranks. I like that.
You're right behind the sun.
It's okay. And it locks itself. So now to get in, we hit the unlock button once. Enter the vehicle.
And drop the keys.
Drop the keys. Do not hit the brake. Put the key in the ignition. Turn it to the on position. And hit the brake. And now we are running on regular power. So we should be able to cut it off. And we're good.
That's cool.
So now, once that's all done, we're still not completely done. We're going to go ahead and do this CarLink, which is a really simple plug in and go. Literally, there's one plug.
Yes, something easy.
I just figure out, oh, it goes over here. Okay. So it goes over there.
We go through the struggle, so you don't.
Somewhere over here. Nope, that's 4-pin. 4-pin over here, sorry. Okay, let me read the instructions first.
Directions.
Alright, so in the instructions that James sends, he says take the black port here and plug it into the small blue port on here. Not the black port, but the blue port. And you need to load up the application on your phone. So there is no link or anything on the packaging for what app to get. So this is the one that I found. It looks like the same thing that's on the box. It's called CL6 by OBDII. I'll put a link in the description below for that if it is the correct one, which I think it is. Just looking at the pictures, it should work. So I'm going to go ahead and install that one and get it ready before I do all this, because it's a pretty quick process once you get this started. And then we'll pick up on the other side. Plugged it in, and now the two little lights here are actually doing what he said they were going to be doing. Just flashing here and there. And so he said that's going to do for a few minutes. Just I guess it's getting a GPS lock or whatever. And once it settles down, we will do some stuff with the key and brake pedal. So I'm going to let that settle down, and then we'll catch up on that. Alright, so the lights have settled down. They're solid green and solid red. So the instructions say to put the key in, turn it to run, off, run, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it should be done. Alright, so I'll try to do the my car thing. It threw me for a loop, because honestly, I was going crazy. On the end of this, there is a blue plug. And on the box on the Fortin deal, there's a blue plug. But the directions say plug the black plug into the blue port on the thing. So anyway, I didn't want to break anything. I couldn't figure it out. Long story short, it's Sunday. I messaged Randy, because whenever you order something from him, he gives you his cell phone number. I messaged him, and within 10 minutes, he calls me and walks me through it. That is top-notch service. I don't care what you say. But really and truly, the black plug does go into the blue port, and you just have to kind of force it in there gently. So once I did that, everything started working the way that it should. I was able to see if my doors were locked or unlocked on my app. I have not tried the remote start yet, but he said if it locks and unlocks, you're fine. I mean, literally, it was a 30-second call for him, but to me, that is the difference in the customer service and people that don't have it. So with all that done, I really give a huge thumbs up to Randy and Tech12volt. He was awesome. Ordering process was very simple. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to button everything up, put it all back in the dash, and we'll call it a day. So if you like this video, thumbs up. If you want to see more stuff like this, hit that subscribe button. click the little bell outside if you want to be notified. I just, this is by no means sponsored, but I cannot speak highly enough of Randy and the Tech12volt people. So y'all have earned a lifelong customer. That right there was awesome. I mean, because I literally just got off the phone with you, and yeah, anywhere else would not have done that. So anyway, all that, we're going to wrap this up, and all in all, it took us about an hour and a half. 45 minutes of that was fighting with this my car deal, but it was a 30-second phone call that fixed it. So one thing that Randy did say, and I will throw this in there, if you look on the module under where the wire is cut, whenever you're doing it right, the little red light will light up in there. So just for future people, if you have this issue, whenever you plug the black plug in, make sure it is firmly in there and does click, because it will click, and then make sure that red light is doing what it should whenever you on, off, on, and then do your brake pedal 4 times. But it works, so yay. So got some major things done with the truck, and still have some more to do. MR2's coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. See y'all next time.